I'm Batman. Oh shit. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Oh shit. Did you have parachute? Yeah, you do. Parachute! Parachute! There we go. Going on through. Oh fuck! I am the best driver. Oh no! Dresser.
Yes,
Dresser.
I am running.
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 Dresser.
Huh?
That's a long mission. Dear Lord. Who shot him in the dick? You don't shoot people in the dick. Well, as long as I play my cards well and I... You've been a bad boy. Bad boy. Oh, you've been so bad. You're so fucking bad. Fucking put on the suit. Get in the goddamn milk.
Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome in. Welcome to Kick Conversations episode 58, guys. We're on episode 58. We are here today with Alex is Playing. Welcome in.
Hi.
How you doing?
Fantastic. Currently drinking a very
Good.
large coffee. Yeah.
Good. There we go. My volume control wasn't working. I was like, that music is loud. We got it sorted now though. We got it sorted. Always something with the audio.
It's a stream without audio balancing problems.
Oh my god, audio is just the devil. Just the devil. But yeah, I want to say thank you again for being so understanding about moving the date for this. It's much appreciated. Migraines are a dick. That's the end of that.
We're gonna drag you on here with like a migraine. And
I couldn't physically get out of my bed on Friday afternoon, so I will only cancel if I actually can't physically get to this desk. So yeah, we're gonna get stuck into it, guys. So this is our twice weekly podcast, guys. We usually do it on a Tuesday and a Friday. It's a really casual conversation. I generally am quite locked into the conversation with Alex, but my mods are here and they'll take really good care of you in the chat. If you do have questions, feel free to ask them, but don't get upset if we don't read them out immediately, because again, we'll go with the flow of the conversation. But I keep an eye on that chat, and if I see questions, I do note them. I do take a note of them. I save them, and we come back to them if we're not covering them already. So please do ask those questions. Get involved, talk amongst yourselves, put your opinions across too, and yeah, that's us. So we'll get stuck in with a little bit of backstory, if that's okay, Alex. So
Sure.
Awesome. So you were very much known for being a retro gaming streamer. Does that? I'm assuming due to that you've been gaming your whole life. Is that right?
Yes, actually, since I was about 2-3 years old, had an NES. Remember playing Mario Brothers. God, I don't even know if I could even really walk yet.
That's crazy.
I've been-
So gaming family then. If you were playing it that young, your parents must be.
My sisters, oddly enough, we had a ton of games. They never really played them, so like I just kind of inherited all of them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of got the shoebox full of like NES games and stuff, and I was like, awesome, sweet, you know.
I love that. The old NES. NES was my first console as well. Feeling my age. So talk us through your. Have you had all the consoles? Did you have certain consoles growing up? Did you have favorites?
So I was very fortunate, like growing up, because I have a aunt that loved me so much. So every Christmas she would get me a brand new console.
Oh my goodness!
Every Christmas.
That's
So
amazing.
growing up, before that happened, I had a Game Gear, a Game Boy, and an NES. And then Christmas after Christmas, it was like PS1, Dreamcast, N64. Here, have a GameCube this year. Came out a month ago. Have fun. My family didn't have money for the games, but I had them all lined up on my shelf. So.
Oh, nice. Do you have a Do you have a favorite console?
I'm a Sega guy at heart, so I love the Sega Genesis and Saturn so much.
Oh, I love that. Favorite game?
Favorite game's really hard to answer because I feel like there's so many different genres. It's really hard to kind of boil it down. But I will always go back and play Sonic 2.
Oh, I love that.
Always.
That's great. So throughout like adulthood, how did gaming like fit into your life as you became an adult and went out into the scary real world?
So it's just something I never stopped doing, and I kind of like felt like and had friends that were also gamers, just kind of grow up in high school, and they were also a very good escape for me. Just in general, because like high school, like those years, not very kind to me. So I was able to kind of use games as a way to kind of escape, meet new people online, and then I actually started doing stuff like YouTube and streaming on Ustream in 2005. So I've been making content on games now for about 20 years.
That's
also back
that's a
then.
very long time. So
Yeah.
what was it that like? So was it YouTube? Was it making videos on YouTube first that you did, or was it streaming?
So I actually started doing before YouTube even existed. There were sites called Putfile and Mythica, where my friends and I would do Halo 2 machinimas together.
Right. Okay.
So
were you like a teenager at that point? Was that when you were?
yes,
Yeah.
I had to been like 14 maybe.
Wow. So
About that. Yeah.
so it became a kind of natural progression into live streaming then.
Yeah, it's just been I've known it more of my life than not in my life. So
That's wild. That is crazy. So when did the first live streaming happen?
So this happened in 2008 on a site called Ustream. Back in the day, everyone that played Guitar Hero, like basically the entire world, would like submit their scores to a site called ScoreHero.com, and you always needed proof of your runs. So I bought a very cheap capture card at the time called a Game Bridge.
Wow.
And I hooked up my PS2 to it, and I started submitting scores and doing live runs.
I didn't even know you could do that on a PS2. That's wild.
Yeah.
I am in for an education today, guys. That's amazing. So how did that then progress into what you do now?
So there was like this like little lull like from like 2010 to like 2012 where I'm kind of like I graduated high school and I'm trying to like get a job and just stuff isn't quite panning out. But once I got a job and I was able to buy myself a PC, I went, during high school I had so much fun making these videos and doing these streams. Let me try it again. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. And I ran to like I ran to a few very good opportunities on Twitch very early on to help like kind of like spiral me into a full-time retro streamer guy.
Wow. So when did you go? What year did you go full time on Twitch then?
2018.
Wow, that's a while. That's amazing. So how did you end up on Kick? How did the multi-streaming begin?
So I went to Kick because in about 2.5 years ago, Twitch got rid of the exclusivity agreement for all their partners. Because I'm a partner over there, so I was like, okay, that's cool. I like having options. And then they announced some really restrictive sponsorship agreements, and they were going to try and control like how you did sponsorships over there. And I did not take too kindly for that, and they've already been kind of like not too great to me for like a few years prior, and I've been really unhappy. So I was like, you know what, this is my chance. Exclusivity is gone. Let me test the waters, try somewhere else. And I decided to start streaming a little bit here and there on Kick as well. And that's how I kind of ended up here. Yeah.
Nice. So how did you find Kick when you first? When did you first start on Kick? First of all,
I first started on Kick June of 2023.
Same as me. Do you know Do you know how many people started that month? Like June and July of 2023 is such a common answer to that question. There was definitely there was a real spike in
Big
new
exodus, yeah.
members, like new people streaming who are still going now, like in that time, that summer. So how did you find it compared to Twitch when you first streamed over here?
So when I first I was kind of like a little bit afraid to stream over here because Kick always had like that certain reputation to it.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is cleaned up a little bit now, but like, it always had like that bit of a rep to it. And then when I started streaming here, I'm like, everyone's actually just kind of normal and nice to me. So this is no different than where I've already been, except the color's green instead of purple now.
I love that.
A few less features, but I was pretty happy and I was able to kind of like move and do retro over here because that was always something I experimented with on Twitch.
Oh,
never could get quite to work.
So you weren't always doing retro on Twitch?
It's been like an on and off thing over there, but I always had like other things I more had like a primary focus on. But Kick allowed me to make a big like pillar of my content.
So what did you do before? What other things did you do on Twitch? Weren't retro.
So starting, I would say my biggest things were I did Smite for a while. Then I went to Gary's Mod, Mario Maker, Mario Kart, and then from the beta into today to actually Dead by Daylight. I've been doing that for 9 years. Yeah.
I love about Dead by Daylight. Are you a killer or a survivor main?
I do both. When I got really big on Twitch, I was mostly a killer.
Yeah.
I was one of 3 killers that streamed back in those days.
That's crazy to think that when you look at it now. That's crazy biscuits. There's so many. That's amazing. So are you a proper toxic killer or are you a nice killer?
I kill everybody.
Yeah.
I'm at 10,000 hours deep in the game, so I'm like, you know what? You die.
Yeah, 10,000.
Crash.
My
About
God,
10,000 now.
That's crazy. Well, I've got over 1,000, mostly from before when I streamed because it was my game I played with my friends, offline every night for a long time. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I usually do that too. Very occasionally, I'll be nice, but I'm like, see when people get mind you. People get arsy with you and they're like, oh, you should just be why can't you be a nice killer? Everyone should be a nice killer. I was like, that's not what the game's about, guys.
I have a Steam profile with about 700 comments on it calling me all kinds of names because I didn't let them live. And it's like, well, this is why you didn't get to live, because you go here and you do this to me.
Right?
I punished you before you did it. It's just proper.
It's just like sometimes I just want to play the game. That's what it's about, guys. You're meant to kill. It can be a bit of a toxic community, though. Did you have a lot of experience of that when you were streaming it?
Oh God, there's so many things I could go into.
It's a whole other stream.
it's. I could go into some instances, but let me just tell you, it's been some really cool people I've met, but I've had some. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's like they live by a whole other set of models. Like, I don't know what's wrong with some people who play the game. It's wild. It is wild. Okay, so when you first started on Kick, did you notice any like real differences between Twitch and here?
What I loved about Kick, and I still do love about Kick, is that it just feels like it's streaming like in its barest form. Like we got like a rewards like stuff now, but it's very limited. But I just like the fact that it was just like me putting my stream up in a chat. There weren't like, crazy like hype trains going off and like these like all these different extensions happening and chat mini games stuff. Like I just like the fact that it was just a bare basic experience.
So you like the fact that it was the bare minimum.
Yes, because I just find it way easier to kind of like focus and have like an actual conversation with people.
Yeah.
When you just have like the basic elements available to you.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And how did you find the community in general compared to Twitch over here? Like not your community, because obviously you've already got your community, but like other streamers, I suppose would be more the question. How did you find the relations with other streamers over here compared to Twitter?
I will say I have only ever had an issue with 2 streamers on Kick, which is not a lot when you consider how many people I've met over here. It has been almost a just widely just great experience for me, from like meeting you and Keith and like just Seif and just so many other people on the site. Has been wonderful.
It's good people over here. I'm glad that you didn't have to deal with too much crap on Twitch though. You hear a lot about it. The general consensus I get from people who've been on both is that it's a lot more welcoming here. Like there's a lot more streamers working together and building each other up. Then there's a lot less kind of gatekeeping of your community that people tend to experience on Kick. Is that something you would agree with on Twitch? Sorry,
I am way less stressed over on this site when it comes to like everything. It is not that Twitch is bad. Like I think my chat for the most part's awesome, but it's just I've had so few bad experiences here comparative to Twitch.
Absolutely, and we're never, especially when people are still obviously a partner on both platforms. We're never here to say one is better than the other or one is worse. It's just a simple, interesting comparison, to compare the two. So when it comes to streaming now, so you are partnered on both. Am I correct saying that?
Yeah, correct.
Partnered on both Kick and Twitch. What are your goals and aspirations now as a streamer? What are the things you really want to achieve next?
I just honestly want to just keep this. I don't like looking at like long-term goals because I feel like just stuff happens as it happens, and like in streaming especially, just a lot. There's so much of like an element of luck like coming your way and like helping you like guide you along that I don't want to be like, oh, I want to be here by like next year. So I just want to be able to say I can keep paying my bills and I can keep hanging out and keep doing what I'm doing at the same level I'm doing it for the foreseeable future. That's
a good goal. That's a good way to be, because like I say, it's hard to have time scales. I learned really quickly doing this full time not to have like goals with set dates and like deadlines, and I want to achieve this by this day. Like those goals they're just traps.
They are, and they lead to stress, and like they've literally led to health issues in my life, so I've had to like cut it out. And
because it's just so unpredictable. Like you could bypass those goals, or you could not get anywhere near them, or your entire direction could get flipped on its head and you could not even want those goals by that date. There's just so much changes so quickly in this world. So coming back to Kick, what do you think that they have improved since you started here 2 and a bit years ago?
I would say when I started here, one of the biggest issues, and it was I'm sure you had to deal with it too, people typing messages in chat and having them disappear.
Oh my god, I do not miss that.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was the thing where it was like people coming over were like not wanting to come here because that issue existed. It's
understandable.
Sounds like a minor thing, but fixing that helped so much.
It did. Yeah.
Just general back-end improvements of this site.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, the reputation as well. I feel like they have there's still issues out there, but I feel like compared to what it was like when we started 2 and a bit years ago, it's certainly Kick is certainly a better known name with less negative connotations around it than it used to be.
Still happens, but I always feel like Kick is always kind of like anything happens here, everyone goes after it. Anything happens on another platform, it's kind of like,
Yeah, it was always Kick streamer does this, and if it was a Twitch streamer, it was just streamer does this. Live streamer does this. They would only use the platform name if it was here. Yeah, but I suppose that's part and parcel of it being the new kid on the block, and all the big claims and big things that Eddie and the people in charge were out there saying. They were not making a secret of the fact that they were here to challenge the industry and change things, and that will always lead to the industry shitting its pants, I suppose.
I think one thing that stands out to you too is like everything they said they were going to do thus far. I think they've actually held. They may have gone a little bit slower than like what we thought they might, but they've kind of like held true to like almost every promise they've made.
Yeah, that's something that I really admire about them, is that they do kind of follow up on most of the things that they say. And the transparency for me is one of the huge things here. Like the fact that they do the Kick Talks every week, where Eddie and Andrew sit down with people from all parts of the industry, people who'll challenge them, and they answer questions, and they welcome constructive feedback, and they answer it. Like you don't get that anywhere else.
Really don't. Like I even get staff in my chat over here. I've been on Twitch for over a decade. I've seen one staff member one time for one message ask me how a perk worked in Dead by Daylight.
Wow. came in
That's
for
all I've
some
ever got.
advice. To be fair, that's more than anyone else I know. I didn't even know Twitch staff went into chats. that's a new one on me. I didn't know they did that at all.
A rarity.
Yeah. And the support here as well, like the fact that we've got 24/7 access to a real person is another thing a lot of people bring up. Because I believe it's quite hard to get a hold of someone as support on Twitch.
I think for partners it's not as bad anymore. I don't almost never have to go into support.
Okay.
But I think partner support now is almost instant, if I recall
Okay.
correctly. But you know, it's only a small fraction of the user base. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, that's good. That's good for you. But
yeah,
yeah,
the other 98% of people, you know.
yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so moving on to. Oh, actually, one more. What do you think Kit could still be doing better? What could they still be improving on?
It's a great question. Honestly, I think it really is just. I think the biggest issue with Kick, and it's just going to be a thing that I have to always work on, is just the reputation of the website, remaining positive on social media, and just kind of like highlighting the good things or the good stuff that's actually happening on this platform.
Yeah,
To counteract all the bad that kind of like, you know, gets thrown its way.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Okie dokie. So we're going to move on to kind of your content a little bit now. How would you describe your content in 3 words? This one always gets people. I think it's the limiting it to 3 words that makes people really think.
Why play this?
Nice. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So how do you? It's retro. Retro is pretty much what you do on Kick.
Yes, I might rotate some modern stuff in pretty soon for like one day, but it's been up to this day like 100% of my content here.
I love that. I love that. Why does retro? Why do you have such a love for retro? What is it that draws you to it?
I love retro so much because up through like the PS2 era and stuff, like developers are still figuring out like what they wanted, how they wanted to make games. Systems are still evolving. So if you play like a shooter on PS1, it's fundamentally a much different game than a PS2. Or like you kind of go back and play a platformer on NES, it's very different than like a platformer today. It just feels like gaming was always evolving then and trying new things, whereas like last 15, 20 years, like in gaming, it's been kind of like you pick up an open world game, you know you're going to climb some towers, unveil a bit of a map, and like kill like 4 guys and go to like a main mission. It's kind of like gone down a very predictable route.
Right. No, I like that. That's cool. But retro games are really hard. I can't do. I'm not very good at games. It's definitely not my strong point and what's led me here. You must have some skill. There must be some skill involved in what you do.
Did you see the opening video we played?
I mean, that happens to us all. That would happen to me 400 times in a row, and I'd have no viewers left by the end of it. That's how bad I am. Yeah.
I once streamed myself playing a minigame in Rugrats in Paris, the children's TV show game, and I couldn't beat it for 3 hours.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, I've been bested by like,
That makes me think it would take me 12 hours, at least. Yeah, it's the one thing that makes me rage in a game, and I play, as much as horror is my focus here, I play all sorts of games, but the one thing that I can't do, and the only time I ever properly rage, is when I can't, like, something that's just too hard, like repetitive, and I can't do it. You know, people have asked me to do things like a permadeath run in certain games and stuff, and I was like, that I can't do that because I would go insane. I get so frustrated once I've got to do the same thing over and over again, and I can't do it. And I feel like there's a lot of that in retro gaming. There's a lot of having to try and try and try and try. I can't. It's not for me.
And when you're streaming too, and you're getting stuck in those parts, you have like 8 people at least in chat that have never played before. That assure you it's so easy to get it done.
Yeah.
And you're like, you do it.
Exactly.
Oh, you're not gonna?
Yeah. I just can't. And parkour is my worst thing. Like, I can't do, like, you're chained together, you're only ups, you're all those kind of things. I think I have a problem where I have no depth perception. I fall down holes a lot in all games. Like I think I can jump and I miss it and go down the hole every single time. Like Crash Bandicoot is like my worst nightmare. Nobody wants to watch that. So mad props to you guys who do the retro stuff and the permadeath stuff and all the crazy challenges and things, because I just can't do it. Do you feel that? Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I'm saying it's tough.
It is, but you got that. So how when you do get stuck, do you get frustrated?
I usually kind of get like very like intently focused, and I usually say something along the lines of, "I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. What even is this? This doesn't make sense." And like I kind of like get in that mentality.
Yeah.
And then eventually there's like the breakthrough, and I do it. But for me, like usually like, if someone like, gets by a really hard part in a game, they get like super excited.
Yeah.
For me, it's just kind of like I have a blank face, the confetti falls down. I just don't care. I just feel broken and defeated. And I got through it.
It sounds like every stream is an emotional roller coaster. I'm just not built for it. Like props to you. So do you feel like in the 2 and a bit years that you've been on Kick, has your content changed? Like your day one content to now, is it the same, or like on Kick specifically?
I would say stuff's kind of very slightly changed because I feel like the chat really also like helps dictate your content, and because I've been on there for so long, I've been able to get so many different people in my chat that only know me through Kick. So I feel like conversation topics, things of that nature have kind of changed a bit. And because I've also been streaming more and more hours over here lately, I've also been tackling like longer form games, things like that. But I don't think my general vibe has changed too much.
Yeah.
Just maybe the conversation and like the games I might focus on have changed.
Yeah, I feel that. You just kind of go with the flow, don't you? Like some things work, some don't, and your community, they lead us more than they know they do, I think. So let's talk about your stream schedule. What is your stream schedule right now, Alex?
So I stream every day but Wednesday, 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. on Twitch, 7:30 a.m. to about 10 a.m. on Kick, sometimes 11 Eastern Standard, and then Thursday I'm Kick only from 2 to 10 a.m. Eastern.
It's crazy. So what? So you stream overnight?
Yes.
So what led to that decision to be a night shift streamer?
So I've always been kind of like there's a few things. So I've always been kind of a nighttime person. Even like in school, I would just kind of sleep when I got home from school and stay up all night. I feel like my internal clock is just kind of a nighttime sort of thing. Every time I try to go to daytime, it falls apart within like 3 days. And then when I worked a normal job alongside streaming, it was a second shift job. So I'd be working from like 3 p.m. to midnight or something. And then I'd get home and then I'd go stream. And by doing that for so many years, I think I kind of like fell into that time slot. And now so much of my viewership is from like Europe and Australia that I try and like appeal to those time zones.
Fair. And how has that worked out for you?
Ups and downs. I'm very far from where I was like at my peak with streaming in terms of numbers and whatnot, but it's been consistent lately.
Yeah, that's cool.
So.
So how does that affect your day-to-day life though? Like, because basically you work the night shift.
So like I go to bed at like 3 p.m., maybe 4 p.m. most days. So it's like by the time I'm done streaming, it's still early in the morning. I can go out, I can go shop or go take a walk, which I will do, and just hit up a nice little coffee shop. I don't think it's really, for like how I live my life, I don't think it's like really changed too much. It's made certain things tricky, like hanging out with friends and like managing a relationship, things like that. It's just being on that schedule can be very tricky.
Because that's 6 days out of 7 you do that.
Yes.
That's crazy commitment, that. I just need to sell my child and then I could do that. Shove my partner, in the garage or something. And no, I can imagine that it does make spending time with people who live on a normal schedule. I mean, even I struggle with that, and I just tend to be up late. Like I'm up late and then up early and then have a nap That's how I roll. That's how I roll. So I'm generally up till about 2 a.m. But then when my kiddo's at school, I'm up at 7 to make sure he's on the bus. And so I'm knackered. So I generally have my dinner and then I have to like stream, dinner, nap, maybe stream again, depending on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose we just figured out what fits in with our lives.
Exactly, and then if I do need to be up like during kind of like a more normal hour, like I'll just take a nap after I'm done like streaming, and I'll just readjust my schedule for that day and make it work.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so if you could go back all the way back to before you started streaming, like before you became a streamer, whenever you would class that time as, because obviously you've dabbled since you were a teenager, what would be one piece of advice that you would give yourself?
If it's something you enjoy, stay consistent with it and don't give up on it. Keep up with what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you never know when a hobby can turn to something more.
I love that. That's good advice right there for everything in life. Very good. Consistency is key. Is consistency, you're obviously very consistent now. Is that something that you've always had?
I'm a very scheduled person, so if I get like on like in a routine, I stick to that routine. And if I get thrown off it, like I get very uncomfortable. That's how I've always been since like I was a kid. So you can basically guarantee I'm gonna wake up like around 10:30 p.m. I'm gonna be in the shower at 11:30 p.m. I'm gonna be eating my meal at like 12:30 a.m. Like it's just
Yeah.
I follow very.
I wish I was like that. I'm the opposite. I need a level of routine, but a specific routine I struggle with. Like, here you go.
I was gonna say, I think for me it's just more like my wake up routine and like my kind of like getting ready for bed. I think like anything in the middle, I'm a lot more kind of like loose
Yeah.
with. I think it's just kind of the start of the day, end of the day. There needs to be kind of like that consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the important times really, but no, I definitely those are the bits I struggle with. I need routine to the extent of I have to work today. Like these are my working days and these are my working times roughly. Obviously I juggle a health condition and a family as well, so it can be a little bit all over the place, but I always remember even when I worked like a normal job, if I took 2 weeks holiday off, like the first week would be great. But week 2, I'd find myself like in a pit of depression because I would have absolutely no routine and I feel like I lost my purpose. Like 2 weeks away, even though at times I hated my job, but 2 weeks away from it was too much because I needed that routine of getting up and going to work every day. So it's funny how routine is different for everyone, you know? Like it means something different to us all, I suppose. Talking of routine and balancing and life and things, are there times when you've struggled to kind of keep the balance and the routine and the consistency right in all the time you've been streaming?
Yes. So I'm a crazy person, and it was very wear and tear on me mentally. But I did a streaming streak where I streamed every single day for 2,391 days in a row. So trying to keep my life going for
how many years is that?
Almost 8.
You streamed every day for almost 8 years.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's wild.
Usually at least 6 hours a day.
What? Why?
Because at the start I really wanted to make this like my full-time career and I wanted to make it my job. And then I fell into the routine and I got very used to it, and then it started becoming this like really big thing. Like, how long is this gonna last? How is this gonna keep going?
Right.
And people kind of got really invested, and I was still happy doing it, and I was doing very well with it. Then the health issues started, and I had to kind of pull the plug. Not too long after, with a little bit of convincing.
Yeah. So while you were doing that, were you doing like the off stream content as well? Do you do like socials and YouTubes and TikToks and all that?
I run a team on Twitch, so I was managing that, and I was also doing YouTube on top.
On top of that, that's insane. How did you survive that?
Barely.
Yeah. My goodness. So what would you say that you learned from I can't get my head around that. 8 years every day. That is like when you said you're a crazy person. That's the craziest of all the crazies. Yeah, so what did you really learn? What's the biggest thing you learned from that experience?
While I don't regret doing it whatsoever, I would never want to do anything like that ever again, because eventually the routine becomes too much and you get so hyper focused on these arbitrary goals of like, oh, I can make it to 2,500 days. That's on my birthday, but that's like 2 months before I hit 8 years. And then next month's my anniversary for being a partner. And at that point, I might as well go for 9. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you fall into too much of a routine or do something a little bit too much, you kind of get just a little bit mentally off with it.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what were the signs for you that you were starting to I don't know, was it burnout? Was it your mental health that took a dip, or what were the signs for you that things it wasn't manageable anymore?
I went blind in one eye from stress, and I had to go to an eye doctor for 2 months, getting like 14 drops in my eye per day from a condition called iritis that was triggered from the stress.
That's wild. That is crazy. So did they rectify that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That got fixed up. It was very stressful. I went completely blind in one eye, and then it's all back now. That was when I was like,
yeah, that's a lot. Did you have any moments in the run up to that over the years where you felt like maybe this is not the best thing for my mental health and my life and my physical health?
I think.
Jimbo said that's why Alex sucks at driving games.
Well, to be clear, I still went for about another 2 years every day past that point, but
oh my god!
But I started factoring in like actual like off time, like after streams. I give myself more time per week, and I thought that was good enough. Then I got high blood pressure, so
right.
And then thankfully my girlfriend was like, "You gotta take days off and start giving yourself a day a week." And I'm like, "Okay, you're right."
Yeah.
So I broke it. But prior to that, like prior to like the whole blind thing, I was feeling pretty good, honestly. I was like such like a groove doing everything that like I didn't even think it. I was like, wake up, time to go stream. Oh, I'm happy. Let's eat some food. And I didn't have time. I don't think I had time to process the stress I was feeling.
Yeah.
Now when I have my day off, I'll be able to like actually process like the last week and be like, I'm actually really tired and I'm feeling stressed about this.
Yeah. I'm flabbergasted. Like my brain is like trying to form questions around this, but I'm struggling to even conceptualize the fact that like it was 8 years. 8 years. That's just wild. It is incredible commitment, and props to you for that. But also, holy shit, man! I'm glad you take a better care of yourself now. Do you feel like you take a lot better care of yourself now?
I do feel like I take a lot better care of myself. I just wish I started taking better care of myself before stuff kind of spiraled a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now it's about getting caught back up and getting into the health I should be.
So when did that end?
That ended in July of 2023, that streak.
Okay, so just after you came over here.
Just after Star Trek, yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. So 2 and a bit years since you stopped that madness.
Oh, and I should also throw in too, that was 8 years in a row, but I only had 3 days off, and prior to that I did a 1 year streak. So it was actually more like 9 years in a row.
It's absolutely insane. You should just have like is there not like a world record for that or something?
There's someone on Twitch that I think has done like 3,500 days in a row now, but he does like 30 minutes or 45 minutes per day.
Okay.
So I think the distinct difference to me is I was doing about 6 hours.
Yeah.
I was doing a full like.
Yeah, and a 6-hour stream can be a lot. I know a lot of people who've never done this are like, how can streaming be tiring? And I'm like, it's not. We're not just like sitting in our pajamas playing computer games. There's a lot more that goes into it. Like even just being on camera for any length of time takes its toll on you mentally. For sure. I'm still completely mind blown. It's not often that I'm stuck for words. That is definitely a first. Is it something you would recommend anyone else to do, Alex?
No, not in the slightest.
Please don't do that, guys.
I don't see an issue with like doing like a week or like a month as like a little challenge, you know? Sure. Don't do anything beyond that. It's not worth it. And the growth you get from that really isn't worth it.
Yeah. So do you feel like a lot your growth on Twitch, was a lot of it down to that challenge, that thing you were doing it every day for 8 years?
I think it definitely got me a little bit of attention, but honestly, I think people just watch me because I was very good at Dead by Daylight, like in the early days, and
yeah,
I tackled a lot of different little categories that didn't have a lot of people in them, but there was like a high demand for.
Yeah, clever. See, very. How come you're so clever with some things, but then you're weren't quite so clever when you made the decision to stream every day for 9 years?
Too many hits to the head.
Do you, so is there, in the way that you manage your schedule and your day-to-day life now, are there many things that you've taken from that experience that you implement in your life now? How do you do things differently?
God, there's just, it's so many just like basic things I do differently now. Like I actually I cook meals for myself. I take care and I go outside and I go for a walk. I picked up the hobby of reading. I have a messy bookshelf behind me. I got heavily into reading and just found a lot of different ways to de-stress and get away from screens.
Yeah, that's good. That's important.
Yeah,
that is very important. That is some wild stuff. So yeah, that I suppose that's how you kind of, because one of the questions I usually ask is what tips you would give people on avoiding burnout if they are streaming full time. Is there anything else you would kind of add to that, or?
I feel like a lot of streamers get very burned out because they try and stick to like what's always worked for them, and usually what's always worked for you is the thing that has become the thing that's felt the most like a job. So like for me, like I had to take a year break from Dead by Daylight because I opened that game. I'm like, it's time to go back to work. It's not time to have fun and like hang out with people and just like put on a good stream. It's like, well, time to farm a couple more subs. So I think sometimes you just need to be willing to risk.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And I think that something I've learned from doing this podcast and having really honest conversations with streamers about mental health and physical health and streaming and balance and burnout and all of these things is that we are all incredibly different. And we all like I would struggle to stream every day for longer than a few weeks. And the idea of anyone being able to do it for 8 or 9 years just blows my mind. But you did it. Yes, it was maybe not your best life choice when it comes to your health in the end, but you did it, and for a good chunk of that time you were okay and you did handle it. And some people can and some people don't. And I my big thing with avoiding burnout and looking after your mental health doing this job is to take the time to learn about yourself and learn what you're actually capable of, and what your triggers are for mental health and burnout, and how you can rest. Like so many people say, if you're having a bad mental health day or just a bad day, to take the day off. You know, you take some time away. But for someone like me, taking time off is just about the worst, unless I absolutely cannot stream because of my migraines. But when it comes to my mental health, taking time away from streaming is the worst thing I could do, because this streaming is like, it's my one constant, and it keeps me going through difficult times. It's the one thing, actually being live is the one thing that can bring me some joy in a dark week. So I learned to pull back on everything else. Like if I was really struggling, because I do battle with anxiety and depression, I've always been very transparent about it. If I'm having a rough time with that, a lot of the time I pull back on YouTube, and I know that yes, you're supposed to be consistent there, but if something's got to give for me mentally, then it's the offline stuff, and I keep the online stuff going because this is where I get lifted up. And for some people, they're like, no, you should just stop altogether and take that time away from streaming. And I was like, but you've got to figure out for yourself what works for you, and listen to yourself. That would be my advice.
100% agree.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So You, when you, how do your communities work? Because obviously you're still streaming kind of full time on Twitch and Kick. How do you feel like it's two separate communities, or do they kind of merge together, or?
I would say the Twitch community definitely merges into the Kick quite a bit, and there's like a lot of crossover there. Some people from Kick come over to Twitch and stuff, but like I also stream many hours earlier over on Twitch, so I kind of expect,
So the time
so
zones.
Some people from Kick come over to Twitch as well, but I would say Kick feels like kind of like this nice mishmash of community, and Twitch just kind of feels like it's the thing I've grown for like 12, 13 years.
Yeah. That's fair. And what do you think when it comes to building a genuine community? What do you think is the key to that?
I think just treating people like how you would just treat like anyone else you meet, like anyone that's like a good friend. I give everyone in my community shit, every last one of them. You ask them, they have received something from me. I am sitting on the couch next to you, in the house, watching a movie or playing a game. I'm not going to treat you any differently. In that scenario, like basically the two scenarios of being on Twitch or like being like on the couch next to you, completely the same person.
I love that. Yeah, I think that really is so important. How do you think that applies? Because obviously some streamers have almost a persona. Some streamers stream completely with a character, but that's less common. There are definitely some people who have kind of a stream persona that can be like an exaggerated version of themselves or a slightly different character when they're on stream. Sorry, we're getting hosted. It's very loud in my ears. Shan, thank you so much for the hosty toasty. Welcoming, guys. We are just chatting with the lovely AlexisPlaying. Welcoming, everyone. Thank you for the Shana. Can we get big shout outs for Shaname, please? Shaname is on the partner push finally. She's finally decided to push for partner, and she truly deserves it, guys. So if you don't follow it already, please go and give her a follow and give her all the love and all the views and all the kisses. I hope you had a wonderful stream, babe. I hope you had a wonderful stream. I hope you're okay, Shan. Sending all the love. Sending all the love. I hope you're okay. I love you. What's I talking about? Yeah, so the being what you said about it being your genuine self, and you're the same person here as you would be sitting on the sofa next to you, which is very much what I'm like as well. How do you think that building a community differs for people who have a slightly different persona when they're streaming? And is there things that we could learn from that would help us grow our communities even more?
It's not something I really put too much thought into, but I also feel like kind of like having the persona or something like that going is way more important as like you get bigger, because it's way hard to kind of keep up the chat and kind of keep like those connections going on a person-person basis as you grow big. That's like the unfortunate truth of streaming. So I feel like having like that persona definitely could benefit like when you kind of get to that size.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I suppose is it down to an aspect of finding, because I suppose the whole being genuine thing is about being relatable and people being able to find something they could relate to. So I suppose once you get to that size that you can't be as personable with your chat as we are today on Kick. Is it about making sure there's something relatable still there? Do you think that's the key in content creation?
I think at the very least everything should be a nice exaggerated version of yourself. Like your genuine self should be showing him no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing like an actual character or like you're doing like a bit more of a persona, because you know yourself best and you can put together the best possible show using aspects of you amplified.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. So when it comes to did you say that you do all your streams separate? You don't do multi streams? No. Did you ever try multi streaming?
No, it's not something I was really interested in.
Okay. As always, just keeping it. Was there a reason that you don't like the idea of multi-streaming?
I think for me as a viewer, like watching streams, if I go to like somewhere that's multi-streaming and it's not on Twitch and they're multi-streaming to Twitch, all the focus those streamers typically give is to Twitch. Like that is usually the most active chat. That's the one that's gonna get the primary focus. So I always kind of felt like I was second place on Kick, or like I was second place if I was like on like Mixer back in the day or something like that. So I like it when people can come into my stream and they know they're in my chat. I'm gonna give that chat the full focus, and I can cater everything to that.
Yeah, I love that, and I do get that as somebody who does multi-stream. I do completely understand that, but and I work incredibly hard to make sure that it's mostly TikTok. I do multi-stream on YouTube, but I like get one chatter and a blue moon on YouTube. I don't get a huge amount more on TikTok at the moment, but I work hard if I do the right chat overlays so we can have a multi-chat on the screen for all platforms so people can see all the messages, and making sure that we that as well as chatting to Kick, I'm chatting to TikTok just as much and trying to get them involved with each other, but it is a lot.
It's hard, plus also because you don't do multi-streaming to Twitch, if I'm correct, right? Because you don't do like any multi-streaming onto Twitch. I don't
now, because it would be very pointless financially for me, shall we say. Also, I have very little followers on Twitch. I did do it before I got partnered. I did bite the bullet and try it, and but yeah, once I got partnered, I stopped.
Yeah, because Twitch also has that rule for multi-streamers where you can't show other streams chat on your screen.
Yeah, that sucks.
Which makes sure things stay disjointed. So it's you're like in the ideal situation for multi-streaming. I feel like 95% of people are doing Twitch multi-stream, so that's where the issue really lies. Absolutely.
And I'm doing TikTok to pull people to Kick. And obviously growing on TikTok has its own benefits, and there are ways, if I grow big enough over there, to monetize videos and stuff on that side as well. And that's obviously something that appeals to me, but the prime focus is to bring people to Kick. So if I can make my thoughts is always, if I can make TikTok feel included but also feel a tiny little bit like they're missing out, like just not like I'm ignoring them, but like they're missing out on the real party, like that's when you get people coming over and making a Kick account. And a bunch of my mods and viewers and things, that's where they came from. So that's kind of my focus with TikTok, which is a little bit different, I suppose. And again, it's a reason why Twitch would be pointless for me at this stage, because TikTok has an algorithm, so TikTok will basically bring me people. I just have to convince them to stay. Whereas on Twitch, I would have to put in all the work I've already put in on Kick to try and bring those people in, because it doesn't have that algorithm. So yes, you might get a couple of people finding you through categories, but at the stage I'm at, it just wouldn't be worth the time, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about offline content? Like where do you post? How often do you post?
I do YouTube. I do usually about 4 videos a week over there. Completely separate content over on YouTube as well. I mostly do horror games, and Tower Unite is another
horror.
Game
I didn't even know you did horror. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like retro horror games, or just horror in general?
I play the trash that gets uploaded to itch.io.
I love itch.io games.
I love it.
It's such a hit or miss. It's like, see, when you find a good one though, you feel like you've struck gold. Like, you've got to play so much shite to find a good one. I just love it.
I love it so much, especially the poorly translated ones, and it's just like,
oh, they're so much fun. I'll need to get your YouTube link. I'll need to make sure that I get subscribed to that, because that sounds amazing. So you record that offline then? You're not using your content from streams to make YouTube videos?
No, I have 2 YouTube shorts, one from Kick, one from Twitch, and that was it. Otherwise, it's just all unique content. I also do a co-op gaming series with another streamer, which is made exclusively for YouTube. So
you're a busy man.
Yeah,
I love that. That's cool. If you had to give some advice when it comes to starting out on YouTube, trying to be successful over there, because obviously you started out making videos even before you streamed, what kind of advice would you give people to starting out on YouTube?
Okay. If something is starting to work for you on YouTube, that is the time you need to strike gold, and you need to keep going with what is working for you on YouTube. I unfortunately had a channel before my current one where I was striking gold a lot, and I gave up on it. And if I kept up with that, I would have been sitting pretty right now. I can almost guarantee you, with how things are looking, I was looking really good.
Yeah.
Trying to find trying to get people to bite on YouTube is very, very hard because there's so much content on there.
Yeah.
But once you kind of get that algorithm for a certain thing, ride that wave.
Yeah. Good advice. And just keep going as well, I would say. Not that I've had any success there, really. I mean, I'm monetized there, but...
Yeah, I'm not even monetizing the new channel. It's just...
I'm monetized, but I didn't sneak my way in. I worked really hard, guys, but I have only just started tackling long form content. It was like my nemesis for the longest time. Shorts, I can make. I think I've posted like 1,000 shorts in the past 2.5 years on YouTube. Like shorts, TikTok videos, I can do them with my eyes shut, and I've learned a lot about shorts. I've had some reasonably successful shorts, not like big viral and anything, but I've much more success with that than anything else. So I got my partnership through YouTube Shorts, got me the follows, and multi-streaming live got me the hours. So then I ended up with a partnership and monetized videos and no experience in making long form, and I was like, oh, okay, what do we do now? Because the shorts are notoriously hard to monetize. A lot, you have to have a hell of a lot more views on your shorts to make any money. So I've spent the last kind of month or two like trying to focus up on my long form and things, but it's hard.
Incredibly hard.
It's really hard, and it's so time consuming.
See, thankfully for me, because my editing software is so bad, I just do raw footage. I hit record, I time everything, end everything at the perfect time. I upload the raw footage.
Yeah.
Because I literally can't really edit beyond that without the software crashing every 35 seconds these days.
Oh no.
So it makes it extremely hard because YouTube and people love nice edited content, and I'm like, well, here's a 2010 style Let's Play.
I mean, Let's Play still have a little bit of traction over there, I think. But yeah, that's what I've been starting with. They're not Let's Plays and stuff. What I've done is a CD. I've got 2 series as I started with, and one's like a compilation series. So I call it TLDR 4-minute screams. So I'll take a whole indie horror and put it into 4 minutes of clips. And that's really just to try and get some traction, because I know that it needs to be 8 minutes to get mid-scroll rolls or whatever you call it, the ads in the middle. But I'm not getting enough views to make any money yet, so it's really about building that algorithm and things. And then I do I play indie horror demos, and they are very much, I play them on stream though, because again, time is just not something I have a lot of. So I'll set up an indie horror demo to play on stream. I'll even do the intro, because they all laugh at me in chat, because I'll be like, hang on guys, we've got to do the YouTube intro, and I'll be like, welcome in guys, today we're gonna play da 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 da, and then we'll go into the game, and then I just go back in and edit out all the crazy stream moments, and just so I've got the gameplay, and I leave it at that. And that's been my baseline. I have ideas for slightly more edited, more algorithm friendly videos, but I thought if I could get a baseline of these videos going out so I've got consistency, then that's somewhere to start.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tricky.
And you're also just playing to a machine, so it's you do what you think's gonna work and you just hope the machine likes it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's crazy. It's crazy. So lots and lots of years of experience in streaming. How do you deal with trolls? Do you get a lot of trolls? How do you deal with them?
I used to get a ton of trolls. I still do every now and then. But I think at this point, nothing really affects me, because there's nothing that anyone can say to me that I haven't already seen 80 billion times.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually go oh, it's 6 in the morning. I know elementary school's open really soon. I know it's macaroni painting day. You have a good day.
Yeah. So just play with them a little bit. Was that a learning curve for you though? Were you always that kind of chill about trolls, or did they used to get to you?
So I worked retail for a while, and I was like, well, I'm streaming, I'm my own boss, and I can finally treat these trolls like the customers I always hated, so
I love that.
I just kind of move that over.
That's such a good way to look at it. That's absolutely brilliant. And I'm assuming that your mods help out with that as well.
I don't have mods.
You what?
Yeah.
You don't have mods?
I've basically ran modless on both streams. I've had at most one mod at a time, and sometimes they're there. But I've been running YOLO solo for 10 years.
Is that a conscious decision then?
Yes, because when I do have mods, I typically I'm one of those, I typically try and like compensate my mods, and like I would pay them like historically. Just a me thing.
I wish
It's not a
I wish I
viable
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that element, and it's also because I'm perfectly capable of keeping up as well. So for myself, like I'm able to kind of scroll out, do a few bans, like do a few commands if I need to.
Yeah. So do you get a lot of shit you have to deal with?
No.
No.
I start up on Kick, and it's like, oh, tired of streamer 0? Okay, quick ban. All right, hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, I suppose it's different for everyone. I'm trying to imagine how we would have got through like yesterday's stream, for example, without mods, where I was getting spam botted and chat botted and doxed and all sorts of bullshit going on, and we were front page, and it was just non-stop shit. There's just like absolutely no way on this planet I'm pretty good, but there's no way I could do it without mods.
Yeah, no, that's again, I think just like one of my crazy person things. I just see like a big bot raid. I'm like, okay, follower only. All right, guys, we'll take this off in a few minutes, and I go on my merry way.
Yeah,
but I'm usually just okay doing it.
That's wild. You are a unique person, a unique streamer. Yeah. I like it. I mean, a little bit crazy, but I had that. Yeah, that's all my mods. I have fucking loads of them. But then I do have a slightly different situation as well. Not just the fact that we deal with a lot of bullshit on front page, but these podcasts, I like to be completely focused on the guest. So I don't ignore chat, but I am not really on top of chat like I would be in any other stream, because I'm a bit like you. Like sometimes they'll tell me off because I'll ban people before they can, like on a normal day. But on a conversations day, if something was to happen, if we were to get botted or trolled, or there was somebody causing trouble, my attention is very much on you. So I do need them there to keep the chat right and welcoming and keep all the bullshit out. Yeah. That's super interesting. Well, that scraps my reason of how do you choose your mods. That was my next question.
Yeah.
You don't.
Not really.
That's fair. So what about collaborating and things? You said you do a stream, a YouTube collab with another creator. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. So it's one of my good buddies. His name on Kick and Twitch is System Failure. And we've known each other for many years, and he's on my Twitch team, and we were just kind of like talking around like in Discord, and I was like, hey, if we ever had a YouTube series, your first initial is F for fails, and I'm A, we could be F and A. And he's like, I love it, let's start recording. And now we're like 85 episodes deep, I think. And
that's amazing. That's so good. So do you ever collab within your live streams?
It's rare. It has happened. I'm not closed off to collaborations, but I'm also very much kind of like I play a lot of single player stuff and whatnot, and just I also tend to find that myself as a person, if I'm talking to someone else, I cannot focus on a chat to save my life.
It's hard.
So every now and then, like I'll play games with other people, and voice chats happen like the last couple of years, a few times, and I'll lose track of my chat for like 10 minutes, and I'll be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely a tricky balance, and it's something that I'm still working on, really. Like I cut down how many collabs I was doing. I was doing like quite a lot of community, like nights on like Lethal Company with lots of other creators, lots of voices, and lots of cool, like doing horror in the way I do. There's a lot of co-op horrors out there. Like everyone knows I love the ghost hunting stuff like Phasmophobia and all that, but I also love playing them solo, but it brings another element to them when you play it with other people. So it's finding that balance. And pretty much my balance now is if I'm playing with other people, they need to be aware that they do not come first. And I will mute up completely and throw the game in the toilet if my chat is more important at that moment in time. And if we have that understanding before we play games on stream, then we can usually make it work. Okay, so let's move on to. I always have a little section now on kind of hot topics, things that are going on in the world of kick and streaming and things. And one of those topics that we talk about sometimes is the tabbing and emoting community on Kick. When I say that to you, what does it mean to you?
I don't get it, and I'm not a fan of it because I just feel like if you're just like going to a chat and doing some emotes to get some attention or like tabbing, it's not like you're not getting genuine growth, and I just don't feel like people are going to be going back to you to watch. I don't feel like it's going to be genuine viewership.
Yeah.
At all. It just feels like they'll fall for follow days like on other streaming platforms.
It is like we were speaking about this on stream last night. It is kind of like the follow for follow, but it's almost worse now because it's become. I feel like when it first started, which I just discovered is over a year ago because I had a TikTok video memory come up. You know, it says on this day like a year ago, and it was me talking about people doing this over a year ago. I was like, what? This has been going on forever. When it first started, it definitely felt like it was more about like what you're saying, like people wanting people to go and click on them and follow them and get followers that way and maybe sneak a raid off us and things like that. But it's grown into this massive community of people who are lurking and tabbing. They're tabbing each other up. Streamers on Kick are tabbing up dozens and dozens and dozens of other streamers. So when they're coming into your stream now and emoting or putting a "got you locked in, fam" emote, comment, copy paste a message, they're doing it with a view to you do it back to them, because people have successfully inflated their viewership massively by doing this, and some of those people have actually been partnered and verified on Kick. People who are blatantly using this tactic. How do you feel about that?
So I absolutely hate that because we're so lucky as partners on Kick that they literally will pay us to stream, and taking advantage of such an amazing opportunity to try and do some artificial growth in the short term is only going to cause long-term pain for everyone that is playing fair. Yeah.
I agree completely, and it's something. The whole fact of doing it is something like when it first started, we set a rule in my chat that if somebody did it and they didn't respond and they were live at the time, and I always have to specify, and I do this every week, but I will keep doing it because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Like I have to specify this is when streamers are live and they are not paying any attention to my chat. They have absolutely no interest in ever consuming my content. Like if you went and asked them what kind of content I made, they wouldn't have a fucking clue. They don't know anything about me and they don't care. They just want something in return. And we used to then time them out, and if they were repeat offenders, we would ban them. And I was like, I don't care, let them do it, that's it, we've made our decisions. I only really spoke out on it again recently when I noted, it's to be honest, and in Kick's defense, the past like 3 or 4 weeks or so, I've been seeing a lot less of it. I think it was about a month or so ago that I put a tweet out speaking about it, and I did tag Andrew Santa Maria. I never got a response, but I did tag him because this is the one you spoke earlier about how they follow up on everything they do. This is the one thing for me that didn't feel like that, because they've always said that creators will not be rewarded for inflating their views, and that goes for botting and tabbing. Andrew has repeatedly said that includes tabbing, and that's what they've always said. And now there was evidence of this happening repeatedly over several weeks. Every day there was numerous people who were renowned for doing this. And you can spot these people a mile away as well. You go into their chat, they've got 120 viewers and nothing but all these different people posting 3 emotes or a copy paste message in their chat, and if you click on each of those people, they're also live, and they're so easy to spot. And they always said that these people wouldn't get rewarded, and they were getting verified and partnered, and it did put a bee in my bonnet. so I did speak up about it. So how do you said you don't really get them? Do you get this in your chat?
I get them on a rare occasion. I see them like, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like if as a streamer that's been doing this for a while, like I want to know my real numbers. I want to know what's working, what's not. I want to know what people are engaged with, because I want to do this in the long term. If I'm getting inflated numbers and I'm getting just literal just like lies in my metrics, basically, how do I know how to build myself? How do I know what direction to go in? Yeah, I might make like an extra $10 like in the KCIP, but like I could make so much more if I'm able to keep doing this for many more years. Yeah.
Such a good point. And that's one of the things I feel like these people don't understand. And I have to also add that I do feel like it's a real issue at the moment, as particularly because so many people are now doing it and also finding success doing it. Like, there are a lot of people doing it who have verified badges, and people are obviously seeing that. So anyone who's starting on Kick now is seeing that practice pretty quickly. Once they start, they're seeing it happening around them, and a lot of people are getting kind of sucked into it, that it's the right way to do things, because a lot of people start streaming without a clue in the world what's the right way to do things. Like, most of this is all self-taught, and you have to learn it from scratch. You know, when you first start streaming, the very first day you start making content or live streaming, you don't have the knowledge. You don't know the industry. You don't know what real community is, what real engagement is, what's fake and what's not. And you know, that's all something you learn over time. And when they're met with this lurking and tabbing community, this massive part of Kick that exists at the moment, like, people are getting sucked into it, and they're starting off by doing that. They're thinking it's the right way to do it. And I just think that's really sad.
And I think the other big thing too that Kick needs to keep in mind as well is, if you have a bunch of new users coming over to the site and they're clicking on like some streams and all they're seeing are just emotes spammed in chat like 2 times in a row, and that's every single chat, it doesn't really make a user want to come back and interact with the streamers. No, I agree completely. There's a part of me that really wishes they would speak up on it a bit more than they do. Like, if they're asked the questions live, like Andrew is asked the questions live, you know, they will say they're aware of it and they are looking at it, and the evidence does follow that. Like I say, I've definitely not seen it as many people achieving those goals as I did, and I'm sure that if they are looking at it, there's reasons why they're not talking about it. But it's very difficult sometimes to understand, like, to keep the faith, I suppose, that they are seeing what we're seeing and they're doing something about it. It's quite difficult to keep that faith when they're not openly publicly saying, we see this is happening, this is not the way to do it, please stop. Because they're not doing that. My only hope is, like, maybe they're looking at like a back end way to like detect it and get rid of it. And usually you don't want to like announce that you're doing that until it's already implemented, so it catches people off guard. That is exactly what I hope. It's just like I say, when you see it all the time, it's hard to, and you see it having such a huge effect on a platform that you love. Like, it does get tricky to be like, I really hope they're on top of this. Like, it's not something, like most things in streaming, it's not something that can be fixed overnight. It's not as simple, as much as we're all like, it's so simple to identify, yes, but to then be able to take action, and how you take action on the scale it's now on is not an easy thing to figure out. And I guess I understand why they wouldn't be announcing it. So it's hard. I mean, like, Twitch just like the other week actually announced they're going to be taking down bot accounts. Right after that announcement, they all dropped by 90%.
Yes.
But it took them close to a decade to figure this out. Yeah. And that is a very, very rich company that's been ingrained in this like space for so long. Yeah. So here's an interesting question though, and the botting happens on all platforms, so this is not a dig at Twitch, because this is the next topic I was going to go on to actually, was what Twitch is doing for botting just now. Would the company be as rich if they had implemented this years ago? Because view botting has been the cornerstone of a lot of these high numbers for decades, for a long time. There are people out there who think that some platforms turn a blind eye because of the way that the numbers look on paper and how that can bring advertisers to a platform. I told you it's a hot topic. It's a hard one to say, because I feel like even like, you know, big heads like an Amazon and Twitch know, like, hey, if we are lying about our numbers and advertisers find out, this is going to cause like a YouTube level apocalypse. So I feel like it would be one of the dumbest risk things for them to do, to be like, you know, do we just want this to happen? I do think they've probably turned a blind eye on some of their biggest creators, because like those are the ones buying subs and having to use like paying for subs and whatnot. And they're like, you know what, they're already making us all this money, we can just kind of look away a little bit. Yeah. But I don't think they were intentionally being like, you know what, just let them all get away with it. Yeah, that's fair. And also, when it comes to any kind of botting as well, I am a technology noob, but I know enough
to know that it's not black and white, and it's never going to be flick a switch and you can stop the botting, because these people who put together these bots, I mean, they're essentially hackers, and they're essentially hacking into the API and making things happen. And we all know how quickly hackers can change things up, find a different system, find a different way of doing it. Like, it is a constant firefighting thing that's incredibly technical and difficult to do. So yeah, I feel like it's a good thing that Twitch has implemented it. It does sound like I have seen quite a few reports that lurkers are getting hit a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed any difference. I've had people saying that their lurkers are not counting as, like, genuine lurkers are not counting as viewers, because the program that they put in place is not able to differentiate between a lurker and a bot. I don't know how true that is.
On Twitch, I've always had this weird thing where it's like I have like a bot that says like how many like users are connected to my channel, like who it is, and like I see all my like regulars. This has been going on for years, and usually my active connected chatters is almost triple what it says my viewership is.
Right.
And it's like all like it says I have like 70 people connected to chat, but 35 people watching. It's like, and these like all regulars that would be typing in chat anyways, so it's confusing.
It is.
I've always felt like they don't count numbers properly over there anyways.
Okay.
I've kind of given up on their counts.
That's fair. That's fair. It is an absolute, like, it's a minefield. Botting, and if anyone uses Twitter, XQC has put out a really interesting thread today, or I read it today, so it'll have been today or tomorrow, today or yesterday. A really interesting big long thread with data and backups and stuff about what Twitch have done and what it has exposed and his thoughts on it. And it's actually really interesting and quite intelligently put across. Not that I'm acting surprised because it's X, but but yeah, it's definitely worth a read. I found it really, really interesting. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, streaming. Just gonna check chat, see if there's anything. I haven't read anything out in chat. I've just been. Are we on front page? Go us.
Cool.
I've just seen a welcome in front page. So this is do you want to position yourself a little bit more in the middle, Alec? You keep like
More in the middle.
Other way.
Wait.
Yeah, there. That's perfect.
There we go.
There
Perfect.
we go. You keep this like you're trying to climb into buttons. No, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say. I nearly said something that would have got blurped. Wow. And there we go. I'm getting trolled already. Sheep mentality. You go where the numbers are. Never go where the numbers are. I follow people I've chatted to in chat, or that I found on a raid and seem like good peeps. Best way communities merge, and I love getting to know peeps to follow. Yeah, that's something that's been massive over here for me, is the merging of communities. And reading out and sharing and introducing people. I feel like for some people there was a lot of fear on other platforms. If you're reading out the if you share your community, you'll lose your community. But like, I feel like I'm living proof that by sharing your community and getting to know other communities, and I push my community on other people. I'm like, go and see this person. You're gonna love them. They're freaking awesome. And some people are like, that's mental. Why would you tell your streamer, your viewers to go and watch someone else? It's like, because I think they'd like them, and I'm not live 24/7, so yeah. They still come back. If they like your content enough, they keep coming back, you know?
Sharing communities is like one of the best ways to grow. One of the best ways to kind of get off the ground and just make genuine connections like with other people in the space.
Mm-hmm. I do to an extent understand that mentality as well, though, because I suppose in the earlier days when I was struggling to grow, you know, we all have those difficult spells. You did feel a bit like, oh, but those people, I've definitely had moments where I felt like, but those people are in that chat now while I'm live and they're not here and my numbers are really low, and you really question every little thing at some point or I did when doing this. And it took me a while to get to this point where I genuinely am like, no, really genuinely go and see this person, go and hang out with them, they're really cool, just don't forget to pop back and say hi. You know, it's getting over that fear of losing people is the best thing I ever did.
It's great. Like I said, like I over on Twitch, like there's a system called Teams, and I run one of the teams over there. And just like it's me like trying to share right now. It's 95 others with people like right underneath my profile,
Mhm.
and it's just amazing. Just like helping other people grow, and in return, like they find their way back to me. It's
They
just,
do. That's the thing. And I suppose until you actually experience that, it's natural for there to be a little bit of fear. A little bit of, I mean, don't give in to that fear, guys. If you are a streamer, do not give in to that fear. Because like I said, like we're sitting here as proof. Everybody knows how much I love to share my community and introduce you to new people. And if you find your place and somewhere you're more comfortable and you want to spend more time there than here, then I'm not going to sit and cry about it. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and there'll be someone else who prefers my content at the end of the day. Even if you go somewhere else that I've introduced you to, most people remember, oh, Panda introduced me to this person. And you know, they come, it does come back to you. Just don't be scared. Don't gatekeep your community, guys. It's the worst thing you could do. It's the worst thing. Troll, 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 troll. Deleted comments everywhere.
lovely.
Yeah, they're just fighting with the troll now. They're just fighting with the troll now. What about you guys as viewers? Like, what do you prefer? Do you like a streamer who is always, like, within reason, always shouting out other streamers and encouraging you to go, or do you prefer someone who kind of is like, stay here, be with us, we're a little family? Let us know what you think in the chat, guys. Did I miss the penguin talk? Eric the penguin. I don't know, are we having a penguin talk?
I mean, Eric does love his penguins.
All about the penguins. Where did the penguin thing come from?
So in my life, I've had 3 animals I've like really grown attached to. So first it was the Siberian tiger.
Nice choice.
Then I evolved somehow. This is the evolution into a llama.
Also
And
a good
then-
choice.
Yes, and then back in the days of Skype being relevant, a friend and I would always like do the little penguin emote they had. It was like a little waddling penguin. And I'm
Oh,
like, this penguin is so cute. I want to use this on my stream somehow. And then they opened up the affiliate program and gave everyone like emotes back then. And I was like, penguin. And then from there, I'm like, I guess I'm the penguin guy now.
the penguin guy. I love
They're
that.
very cute. I'll take it.
I love it. As long as they're live and not emoting. Yeah, exactly that. I love finding new streamers, especially if they're recommended by someone I enjoy watching. See? I do like people who do share the love, but if they're alive, I'm here to be with you, not them. I'll check them out later if I remember. Yeah, I'm a bit like that too. Like if I'm in somebody's chat enjoying their content and they do a shout out, if it's somebody I don't know, I will generally go and open up a tab. But if I'm engrossed in the content, I will just leave that tab there and I'll come back to it later. With certain people, I'll give them an automatic follow and go back and check in on them when they're live, because there's certain people that I trust. And that, I suppose that's part of it as well, because I would like to think that some people are like that with me, because there's certain people that I trust that I know if they're shouting someone out, because they don't shout out every Tom, Dick and Harry that comes. That's someone that really winds me up as well, guys. When people shout out every Tom, Dick and Harry who streams gets a shout out. So like your chat is just nothing but shout outs constantly all the time. Like there's a balance between you know, focusing on your own community and your content, but also sharing the love. You got to find that balance. I love it. It's awesome how you guys want us to go and see other streamers. Yeah, that's the origin of the origin of the penguin, Eric. That's what that is. I love the community aspect. I met most people through you, but always come back. And you gave me amazing peeps. I even got to meet in IRL. See, and that makes me so happy. Like it genuinely brings me joy that not only that somebody can find joy and happiness from being in my community, but that they've gone out and met other streamers, found other places to hang, met people in real life, all through meeting me. And that makes me very, very happy. Panda looking. Oh, thank you, Defeated. I hope you're good. If Panda says they're an absolute banger, I follow without even checking. Aw, thanks. See, that also means a lot.
It's a lot of trust.
Yeah. But I apart from like the regulars, like people that my community know anyway, like there's a lot of streamers that we all share communities and they all know each other. If I shout out somebody new that like Sashad's never heard of, then he knows I won't be shouting them out unless they're like our vibe, like they are kind of human. That's a good thing. There's a lot of streams that I follow, but I don't know if you keep up with and watch. I enjoy being part of the community. Yeah. I get that, Eric. I'm a bit the same. In fact, I'm very much the same. I wish there was enough hours in a day to watch all the streams I follow, is all I will say. How do you find that? Like balancing watching your friends, the streams you genuinely enjoy, like checking out new streamers, try to support the people that you want to support. How do you find balancing that time-wise?
It is incredibly difficult, and I think there's like an ebb and flow to it, because if I try and watch everybody, eventually I'm going to burn myself out on the platforms. So I try and stop in, say hi to the people like I really care about, and like I want to like, you know, say like whether it's like you over here, or Keith, or like just Seif, or just like there's a bunch of streamers over here I really like. Same thing like over on Twitch. I have like my team I would like saying hi to, a few other people I follow, but if you try and watch everyone at any given time, there's not enough hours in the day to do it. There's just not.
No.
So what I typically do is like I'll be like, you know what, today is gonna be like a lazy panda day. So I'm gonna focus on your stream. I might stop in other ones and like say hi for a quick second.
Yeah.
But this one's my core focus. I'm gonna give this one my attention today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to do it. And I feel like I'm similar in some ways. I do have like my comfort streams. I do have like some of them being friends and people I'm close to anyway, and they're people that I'll have on in the background, because like when I'm not streaming, I'm generally at this and not with the family. I'm at this PC working on something else. So I like a stream in the background, like to listen to. And there's certain people that either because I'm close to them and I'm comfortable with them, or because of the vibe of their stream is very chill, that works really well for me to have that stream up while I'm doing something else. And then I might take a break from that and go and speak to them, and then I'll dot about a couple of other streams, say hello, and then come back to what I'm doing. But I generally have one audio on at a time. And maybe 2, 3, max 4 tabs open. But I will be actively going in and out of those streams. Like I'm not tabbing and just leaving it.
Pretty much the same. I don't really tab all too much either. So. I do know like when I'm done streaming, I usually just kind of pop and I say hello, but then I'm like, I've been streaming for 10 hours. I need to go make food.
Yeah.
Which like, why, like I'll host you, I'll be like hello, and I might disappear for a while.
Yeah, but we totally.
Yeah.
Any streamer who doesn't get that, it doesn't work hard enough. That's all I'm saying. Yep. If a streamer does not understand the raid and run, then they need to work harder. Because yeah, we all do it, and I hate it sometimes, because I always try and raid out to somebody who I know is good vibes. And I'm again very blessed, apart from all the wonderful people I've met just through streaming and collabing. We're almost at 60 episodes of Kick Conversations. I've met so many incredible communities and so many incredible streamers with amazing vibes that I am always stuck picking. I've always got like a minimum of 5 options of who I want to host to at any given time. And it's always places I want to hang out, so it's actually really hard for me to raid and run, but you just have to sometimes. You just have to. You gotta look after yourself. Right, so let's move on to the community input section. So you put out a form, and we did get some responses. We got some responses from the community.
I'm nervous.
You should be. No, I'm joking. So I'm gonna set this up because we've got some clips to share as well. Actually, let's do the questions first. Change my mind. Okay, so first of all, this person ticked that they wanted to remain anonymous, and their question was, what retro game or series does Alex most want to see new games for?
Retro games, new games for Parasite Eve is a huge one.
What what?
Parasite Eve.
I don't know what that is. I'm not up on my retro games.
That is a Square RPG. It's a horror RPG from Square. This one kind of was like about like a mutation virus taking over like New York City, and like you play as like this like girl with like short blonde hair going around with guns, killing them all. It's just I don't know like how to like really explain the story, but oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with that. Dino Crisis.
Oh,
Love
I
Dino
remember playing that
Crisis.
like at the arcades, like with the guns. That was one that was like when we would go to the arcades. There would be a Dino Crisis one, the gun with the wire attached. Is that the same thing?
No, Dino Crisis is Capcom's like other Resident Evil,
Okay.
but with dinosaurs.
Oh, that sounds cool. I don't know. I know nothing.
Really good.
But I can't play the old games, so I'll watch she play it sometime.
Yeah.
I tried to play Resident Evil 1. It didn't go well. It didn't go well. I played it as a kid, but I tried to replay it on stream about 2 years ago. I bought 1 and then the 2 and 3 remakes. And I was going to play through them all because I was like, I'm a horror streamer. I never played Resident Evil since I was a kid. And I raged so hard because I got so stuck and I couldn't cope with the really big, like the big gaps between save points and having to do the same 20 minutes over and over and over again because I kept dying. I couldn't do it and I quit and I ignored Resident Evil for like almost 2 years. I've only just returned to it. So, like I said, retro's not for everyone playing wise, but I do like watching
Really
it.
not. Yeah.
We're so spoiled with autosave now. That's all I will say. We're very
really are.
spoiled. We're
Also,
very
I just
spoiled.
Just with that question, also, I just want to say, I just want Rockstar Games to remember they have more than 2 series. And they have
Okay.
like a whole back catalog of like Bully and Midnight Club and Manhunt and State of Emergency and Smuggler's Run and Body Harvest and Ping Pong. And I can keep going on, and they just have forgot about them for 20 years.
Listen up, Rockstar.
Rockstar, do it.
Listen.
You got hundreds of billions of dollars. You can give me Ping Pong too.
I love that. Okay, so there was also a point where they could put in a talking point or a fun story to talk about, and this person has put one in. I'm going to read it out, and we can go from there. It says Alex's obsession with Michael. Is it Cera? Is that how you say it?
Michael
Sarah. Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're allowed to talk about other places. Yeah, we are. But back when Dixper worked for him, he had a funny music card that every time someone played, he'd go into a spiel about how Michael Cera starring in the new hit existing movie here, and then go on to describe it and mention who else is randomly replacing the other actors. Tell us a little bit about this, Alex.
So, Dixper was a service where it still exists, where you could integrate it with your stream and like it would connect to your PC, so someone could play like the teabag card when I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and it would take control of my keyboard and mouse and force me to teabag, and they could play it like as a killer's chasing me, and like I'd go down.
Right.
But there was a card that would play like clown music, and I called it Michael Cera Movie Pitch, where I took inspiration from the South Park episode where they go, Rob Schneider's a stapler. I was like, going to theaters soon. Michael Cera is home alone. Join Michael Cera as he's being home invaded by Adam Sandler and Michael Jackson in this wacky level of hijinks. But will the robbers be ready for Michael Cera's shark in the basement? And I just kind of like movie pitch. Like that.
I love it. That's brilliant. I don't know why I'm getting a shadow. I don't know what I've done with my lighting. I never have shadows. I've got a shadow on my face. The mic down here. Okay. The next one did not ask to remain anonymous, and it was Captain Linger.
Ooh.
And they asked what inspired you to start streaming overall.
I think one of the biggest things that got me like doing streaming heavily, because like before was like just doing Guitar Hero scores and whatnot, but I feel like the thing that really inspired me to like really try and grow and like keep up with it was I dealt with a lot of like social anxiety, things like that, and I felt like streaming, putting myself out there and just talking to people behind, like I had no cam up back in the day. It would just be a chat room and I could just like talk in voice, get quiet if I needed to. It would just like kind of like help me get used to talking to people and get more comfortable like being around people.
Nice. Love that. That's a great answer. And the talking point from Captain Linger was, I'm going to read it out exactly. Alex has not beat Jaws on the NES on stream yet. That's it. That's all it says.
I think he's very disappointed that I have not done that. So Saturday here on Kick, I do a thing called retro rentals where people can gift subs and I'll play any game they want from like
Oh,
a
I
host of
remember
like
you telling
20
me about
consoles.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is giving me money to try and play through Jaws, and I've got very close to beating it, and I just have yet to finish it. And I think he judges me because it's not that hard of a game, figuratively speaking, for a retro game.
Fair. That's fair. 2 seconds. I think I turned my lights down last night because I was doing a late night stream. That's better. I still have a shadow. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Anyway, that's not important. Okay, the last one was from Toxie Smile. Do you know? Yeah. The question. The question is, how many wrestling T-shirts do you actually have? And don't say a lot.
I would estimate between 350 to 400.
Holy shit! You don't do anything by halves, do you?
No, wrestling is my biggest passion in life is professional wrestling, and the best way to support the wrestlers I love is buying their merchandise. So every single T-shirt I've bought for like the last 20 years has been a wrestling T-shirt.
Wow, that's amazing. We're learning all the inside info here. Okay, the talking point that Toxie Smell gave us was good talking points could be his poor in-game driving skills or his disturbingly deep love for the Sega Saturn.
I own 3 Sega Saturns.
Oh my god. I never had any Sega consoles.
Well, almost no one ever had a Saturn.
No.
I have 3.
Dude, why?
First of all, I just looked in your chat and someone asked me my favorite wrestler. I just wanted to address that. Kena Kobashi.
Damn.
Alright. Second, growing up, the one console I never... Sorry, what are you going to say?
No, you go. It's fine.
Okay, so growing up, the one console I never got was a Sega Saturn, because no one in America had a Sega Saturn. It only sold about 1 million units in the United States.
Okay.
Very poorly selling. But I had one friend who had one, and I got to play on it one time, and I was a Sega guy, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I talked to my mom, like, hey, Mom, I want a Sega Saturn for Christmas. And she's like, you have enough consoles. Don't need another Sega Saturn. I'm like, okay. And then by the time, like, maybe I could have got one, it was already phased out and irrelevant, and the Dreamcast came out. So it was like this big, like, anomaly, like, gap, like, in my gaming knowledge, where it's like, I want this, I've never experienced any of this, I'm gonna finally get one of these. So 5 years ago, I finally bought one, and I'm like, this is amazing. Then I bought another one to mod it, because of course I did. I'm like, this is amazing. Then it broke, and I was like, I guess I gotta get another one. Now I have 3 of them, and I love them all.
I love it. And what about the poor in-game driving skills? This seems to be a recurring thing from your community.
So people don't realize how hard it is to drive in a video game
It's
when
so
you're
hard.
also actually reading a chat. So people can sit there and be like, oh wow, you can't drive in this game. I'm trying to read a chat too, you know, like, and I'm playing like this janky retro game like Jimmy Deere's like lawnmower racing simulator 47. Do you think this game's controlling good? You think this is working the way you think it's working? No, it's not.
I love that. Oh, that's great. Okay, we're gonna very quickly look at some clips, because a few people have also put some clips in that they wanted us to look at together, so bear with me. This should work that I can share it so you can see it on Video Ninja. So you should be able to see it in real time. Hopefully, if it works.
Makes sense.
Oh, stop! Not yet. Not yet. This is always a little bit fiddly, guys. One day there'll be a quick and easy way to do this. I just haven't figured it out yet.
You got this.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
You can. So if I switch,
Oh no.
if I switch scene, you know what it is? If I switch scenes, everybody should be able to see it. And the only thing that sometimes plays up is the audio. So
Sense.
can everybody hear that twice? Because I can hear it twice. Let's do that.
That was like 6.
Can you hear it now, Kez? Or was that doubled? Audio all good. Audio was all good before.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's do this one. So this was by the anonymous person. This one.
I know who did this one.
Here we go.
Makes sense. I was like 6. Oh. So here's the idea, right?
I love how you get paid
So
now.
I would. Yeah, so this would be me. This would be starting, right? And then I would go. Jump up. And then, as I'm up, I would curl my leg up and use this leg here to jump off the leg, which would then spring me up further. And that was like 6-year-old. That was like 6-year-old.
So this is 6-year-old double jump logic.
Yeah.
do you want to talk us through it?
So we were talking about dumb ideas we had when we were children, and I brought up my idea of how to double jump as a kid that I got in my own head when I was like 6 years old, where I was like, why can't I just jump up and then move my leg up and use my leg as like a ledge to then jump further?
I mean,
So I was like,
the logic's not that bad.
Yeah, I tried doing it with my friend. It didn't work.
No.
I definitely just really just set my right leg just into the ground faster, but it was an experiment with physics at 6.
Yeah, see, I can see the kid logic, the innocent logic behind it. That's funny. That's a good one. Okay, let me see if we can share the next one without too much of a. Go away. Go away. So the rest of these, I've got 3 clips now that were all given to us by AlexisPlaying. All 3 of them. Does that concern you or?
Yes.
I do vet these, so there's nothing horrendous. Control room. Share screen. This one? Yeah. Does this one look familiar?
I think it could be anything from this playthrough.
Okay. Let's go. Wait, please say it wasn't just me who stood in a bucket and tried to lift himself up as well. That's so the same logic. Like that if you stand in a bucket, you should be able to pick yourself up.
Exactly. It should work.
It's like before we learn about gravity or gravity, sorry. Yeah, let's do it. Here's the first one from Toxie Smile.
Come on, man.
You gotta smarten up, sister.
Motherfucker!
Your face.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to talk us through this? I think he died.
It's Grand Theft Auto. Every last one of the NPCs has a death wish, and they will run in front of your rocket launcher in very difficult missions and ruin all your fun. As you can see, I was very good at reloading my save for many reasons.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, that's a great one. That is a good one. Right, next. Screen. This one made me chuckle. This one did make me chuckle.
You ever heard my jeans before?
Oh, it started playing it without me. Stop it.
Wearing my jeans. You are
Stop that.
like me.
So this one is also from Toxie Smile.
Oh no.
Are you ready? I love it when you say, oh no. Let's do it.
You ever heard my jeans before? Ashley Tisdale's wearing my jeans. You wore jeans like me.
Rolling.
And carry on. And carry on.
We were talking about awful songs that came up, and people were like, Rebecca Black Friday, and I'm like, no, you've never heard the song My Jeans by Jenna, I forget what her name is, came out around the same month, and she's singing about Ashley Tisdale wearing her jeans. And it is the worst. It makes Friday look like a freaking masterpiece.
Oh my god, we're gonna have to look for this song now. You sang it beautifully, though. I have to say,
I sang it better than her somehow.
I love it. Okay, last one. Let me just. Okay. This actually, I'm glad that someone shared this because this one was in your reel that you put in at the beginning, and it is one that I said I thought was quite funny, and I wanted to talk about. I'm glad we got a chance to speak about it a bit more because it made me chuckle so much. So yeah, this is this one. Play, stupid bumhead. Oh, it's at the end. There we go. Wait.
Dresser.
Yes.
Dresser.
I am running.
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 Oh,
Dresser.
it misses this clip misses the bit where she stops at this point and goes, huh? That made me laugh so much. Okay, tell us about this one, Alex.
Yeah, so this is a game called Lifeline on the PlayStation 2 that was entirely controlled with the PlayStation 2 microphone. You physically have to speak into the microphone and tell it where to go, and even to attack, you'd be like, ready, gun, shoot, reload. And it's a PS2 game, so like it's old and it doesn't recognize like different accents or different ways of speaking too well. So I had to have her go to the dresser, and like on the map it says it's dresser, but did not understand me saying dresser.
So she must have thought you were saying faster. I was trying to figure it out, like, cause I can't. Dresser doesn't sound like run, but I thought maybe faster, cause dresser faster. And she's like, I am running.
You also have to like say like what limb you want to shoot. So if I said like shoot stomach, she'd go ammo full, and I'm like, why? And then but if I was like shoot stomach, she'd be like pew. Like, okay. So I gotta sit here like a moron, like saying like these things in weird ways, just so the game understands me.
That sounds like my camera. I have one of those voice activated cameras that discriminates against Scottish accents. I don't like it. I'm surprised it's behaved itself today, actually. I am often arguing with Tiny. I love that. Do you have any favorite moments from retro games that really stick out in your mind, Alex?
Just like sections of games and
yeah, just
or
any,
like extreme moments.
Anything at all that sticks out, like specifically around a game.
I think the thing that I miss that I used to get excited for with like retro games, especially like in the PS2 era and stuff like that, was actually the release, like the coverage going up to release and midnight launches, and everyone getting together outside of a store in the middle of the night to buy the same game together. And there was like this genuine bond between people in this line, being like, I'm getting Call of Duty today, and we're all playing this at the same time. We're all here for this one reason in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Final Fantasy VII. That's the only retro game I play. Have you played Final Fantasy VII?
Yes.
That's my favorite game of all time. I love it.
Very controversial take.
It's just a very personal thing. It's my favorite. It's very nostalgic for me though. It's one game I put so many hours into as a kid. Like me and my brother completed it so many times, and we would play it. We would watch each other play it. We would like really struggle to beat Sephiroth at the end and do unlock the golden chocobo, however you pronounce it. Do all the things, get all the weapon, all the ultimate weapons, and beat all the weapons. And I loved it. It's I don't know if you've heard the story, but it's like fully responsible for me being where I am today, because I didn't game from when I was like my early 20s until 2020. It was about 15 years I didn't game at all, and then they just because I was out living my life, I got to a certain age and started spending my money on partying instead of gaming. But then they released the remake, and I was like, I have to play this because that game meant so much to me as a kid that I bought a PlayStation 4 just to play the remake. And that, the long story short, that led to this. Getting that PlayStation and then finding other games, and it was Fortnite that first got me into gaming with other people, and I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't even know what streaming was if it wasn't for that game. So it's a very nostalgic thing for me. Do you have a favorite game of all time?
Like Sonic 2 is probably like my go-to pick for it, but it's so hard for me to say because I've played so many games. I look at like what console, what year. Like, it's so hard breaking down because I feel like I could say Sonic 2, but like, what about like all these beautiful racing games I've played or like RPGs I've played that are just as good, if not better? Like, why would I not pick that? It's hard.
I get that. There's so many other games. There's a lot of games I say that's my favorite, but when it comes down to like really the one that means the most to me, is that one, because it's the one I suppose for me it's the only one I have those nostalgic connections with because I didn't do gaming for so long, But yeah, what's your favorite horror game though? Have you played a lot of the modern horror games or mostly retro?
I've played most horror games you can think of outside of like some of the more recent indie stuff.
Do you have a favorite, or like the one that was you found the scariest?
I think the scariest game I've ever played is Alien Isolation.
I'm playing that right now. It is scary.
The only one that's like ever truly scared me was that.
It's such a unique game. I love it so much.
I don't know if I would say it's my favorite, but it's amazing.
It's such a good game. Like I played it. I started it. It would be 2 years in October when I first played it, and I just got too distracted by games, as I do quite often. I didn't finish it. I'm bad for not completing games on stream. So my son is 14 now, and he asked to watch the Alien movie. So we've just watched the Alien trilogy, and obviously Alien Earth has come out as well. So I'm just like, I was all about Alien, and I was like, stuff it. I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna complete it. And so we're playing it at the moment, and we've just passed where I got to, and I love it. It's just after playing so many other horror games since then, I'm just like, it's such a unique gameplay experience compared to any other. It's good. It's a good one. I don't think it's the scariest for me. Have you played Madison?
I did a little bit of it. I think I did the demo for that one, but I never played the full.
That's my.
That was more the camera, right? Like the camera, like is that the one that had like the camera cover? Yeah.
That's for me. That's my number one scariest. Like, that was absolutely terrifying. The tension building in that was just insane. Piss off, cat. Sorry. A cat butt in my face. I love that. Right, we are getting close to the end, guys. We're gonna move into our quick fire round. So at this point, chat, we turn to you and we ask you for quick fire questions. They don't have to be gaming or streaming related. They can be silly. They can be, do you like pineapple on pizza? They can be anything at all. I've got some to get us warmed up, and then we'll just ask Alex to kind of answer them all with the first thing that comes into his head. Are you okay with that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, chat, get busy with those questions. Let's do this. Okay, if you could be any character from a game, who would it be and why?
I would be Tom Nook from Animal Crossing because I like collecting money.
That's such a good answer. If you could create your own video game from scratch, what would it be?
I would love to do something that does alternate timelines. I would love to be able to go in the past, present, the future for like a certain character and somehow like make a transformative game on that concept. That's
so cool. What are your favorite snacks and drinks for streaming?
Drinks, always gotta have a coffee with me every single day. Snack wise, lately I've been really feeling strawberry Greek yogurt.
Oh, nice and healthy. I'm just gonna open the door. The cat just came in the window and he wants to get into the rest of the house, so I'm just gonna open the door for him. Otherwise he's gonna be a dick. Apologies. Okay, right, we'll get to the chat now. Kessia said, do you like pineapple on pizza?
No, abomination. Get out.
It's not, I like it. I like pineapple on pizza. What's your favorite movie? Eric the Penguin asked.
Either the 1927 Silent Nosferatu or Jurassic Park.
Nice choices. Keep the questions coming, guys. Keep them coming. Which planet are you? Says Poodle Faker.
Zevlon 4.
What's that from?
I have no idea.
Oh, you just made it up. I love that.
Yep.
Eric asked, what is the top speed of an unladen swallow?
4.
What's the meaning of life?
Kick money.
No, it's 42. Keep those questions coming, guys. Let's do this. If you could travel anywhere with anyone, where would it be?
That's
from me.
Anywhere. Probably take my girlfriend over to Tokyo and drag her into wrestling shows.
Oh my god, I'd love to go to Tokyo. I don't know about the wrestling shows.
I don't think she'd like Japan or the wrestling shows, but I really want to go to Japan or the wrestling shows. So.
Okay, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
God, that should be the easiest freaking one. I guess pause time.
Yeah, that's quite good actually. Yeah, I could just pause time and get my editing done. My mods always say that there's 24 hours in a day and I have plans for 36 of them, so that would be really helpful. I like that. Okay, I missed one from Sammy there. Ooh, amaze, ooh is Sammy. Who is your favorite female wrestler? Wait, is that two separate questions? I'll go with who is your favorite female wrestler on the current WWE roster.
So I don't really watch the WWE as a wrestling promotion. I watch a lot of other ones, but I would say what I've seen, probably Io Sky.
Okay, and who is your favorite female? I see it.
Favorite in general right now, probably gonna be, probably Toni Storm at the moment.
Okay. Cool. I've lost my place because I went back. What's your favorite color and why? Why?
Magenta, and I don't really feel like you can say like why something's your favorite color.
Yeah.
You're kind of like drawn to certain colors.
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah.
What do you think? When do you think Eric will join Movie Day?
Last Wednesday.
Did he join?
Yes.
GG.
After 100 of them, finally.
What's your favorite music?
I think the genre I get gravitated towards the most is post-hardcore stuff, like From First to Last, Silverstein, We Came as Romans. I love those, and then I also have a soft spot for like Ozzy Osbourne.
Love that. Rest in peace. Here we go. This is Sammy's question. She always asks, always, even when we're not doing. When we did my paranormal podcast on Monday night, and it was like, ask some spooky questions, and she still asked this question: if you could steal an item to minorly inconvenience your victim, what would you steal? Mine is HDMI cables.
Their left shoe, because if I have their left shoe, that means I don't have their right, and they have their right, but they don't have their left, so no one wins in this situation.
That's such a good answer. Okay, keep going, chat. Have you got any more? I've got a couple more. If aliens abducted you, what would you brag to them about?
I've gone to more local coffee shops than them, and they don't know what a true latte is.
I love that. What is your guilty pleasure that you don't usually admit to?
I don't really feel guilty about a lot of things. I guess I don't know. I like watching just like I don't think it's really guilty, but I love like just old cartoons from my childhood, like old Nicktoons. I can like pop in Rugrats still as a grown man and be like, I love this.
I love that. Good answer. Good answer. Captain Linger said favorite weapon used by a horror villain.
Weapon used by a horror villain? My God. Some of these are hard. Scissors from Scissor Man and Clock Tower.
There you go. Also asked, what's your favorite system controller?
Favorite controller of all time? The Wii U gamepad. I have it right here. This little big beast right here.
Wow.
Another fact about me, I own every single Wii U game ever released on my shelf.
That's crazy. Crazy. Okay, Teeny has asked, welcome back, hey Teeny. He's asked, if animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
The rudest? God, probably a freaking... Oh, a donkey, probably? Like, we gotta call him an ass for a reason.
I love that. Welcome in, by the way, Oscar. We're just doing our quick fire round of questions to kind of wrap up our podcast with AlexisPlaying. That's what we're doing today. Gravity Falls said, what would be the one vehicle you would truly want to have?
An old Shelby Cobra, like a 1969 Shelby Cobra.
Nice. Hey Otini said, would you rather have spaghetti for hair or sweat maple syrup?
I really value my hair, and I'm a very sweaty man anyway, so at least my sweat would be sweet, so I guess maple syrup.
There you go. You do have lovely hair. One for me again. What's your favorite emoji and why?
Favorite emoji? I love the pleading face emoji because it just creeps people out because it just looks like nefarious and like you're just begging for something. And I like making people uncomfortable with it.
I love that. Okay, Gravity asked, do you have a pet? And if not, what pet would you have?
I have a dog. She is 5 years old. She's a Shih Tzu. Her name is Belle.
Oh, I love Shih Tzus. That's adorable. Does she ever appear on stream?
No, she's afraid. I'm downstairs and she's afraid of stairs.
Oh, bless her. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, TD is asking, if you could instantly learn any skill, what would it be? These are good questions today, guys.
Is there any skill? What would it be? How to... I don't know, how to properly market myself. I think just being good at marketing.
Oh my god, yeah. Yes, please. Sammy Umezu is asking, if you could own any item in the world, what item would you acquire and why?
Any item in the world, what would I acquire? Does a house count as an item?
I don't know. Maybe?
I feel like those are very high ticket, very hard to come by these days.
I mean, yeah, so I think that's an acceptable answer. Captain Linger has said Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken.
Or Tekken. Retro Tekken, modern day Mortal Kombat.
There you go. There you go. Teeny, because I'm a foodie, pizza or tacos forever?
I would go with pizza because you make taco pizza.
Sorry, it's a good answer. You're good at this. Eric said, would you ever go back to playing MLB The Show and play the game with me? I don't even know what that game is.
You could play High Heat Baseball 2000 with me first, Eric.
Zen but Sleepier says, if you could have any other career besides streaming, what would you do? Also, when Tunic?
If I could have any other career besides streaming, I always wanted to be a professional wrestler growing up. That was my dream. Always.
Okay.
When Tunic, well, I'm going to delay that by another week now, Zen.
What's Tunic?
So it's a game where you play as a blue fox, and it's like adventure, kind of Souls-like, but it's like indie, and it's apparently really good.
Awesome. I think Gravity's asked pretty much the same question as Zen. What would you be doing if you weren't a streamer? But I mean, maybe not. No, you're probably
different.
not the same. Yeah, it's different.
This is ideal world. I'd be a wrestler, but if I wasn't a streamer, I probably, before I took the dive full time into streaming, I was a mechanic at a bowling alley, which actually paid very well. I'd probably still be doing that.
Nice. There you go. Different question. Just the shell of the house. Sammy says you would just get the shell of the house. So, I mean, that's still a big ticket item. So. A singular item. Hey Otini said, would you rather fight a chicken every time you get in your car or a moose once a year?
The chicken, because I sold off my last car 5 years ago, so I don't have to worry about the chicken.
There you go. If you had to swap another one from Teeny, he's got a list. If you had to swap lives with a cartoon character, who's getting your taxes?
Swap lives with this cartoon
Yeah.
my taxes? Oh god. Let's go with Bob from Bob's Burgers.
Nice.
I like navigating the tax system.
They're flying today. They keep coming. Teeny has also said, would you rather have a goat follow you everywhere or an ostrich chase you once a week?
Goat. Because people see me and they'd be like, "Is that the guy with the goat?" He's
Goat
pretty
guy.
cool." Like, yeah. I'll just put my kick link on the side of the goat.
Yes, you don't need to learn marketing. You've got it. You've got it all sorted. Alex says, "Would you go bowling with me?"
No.
Captain Linger says, "Riger full achievement run when?"
And you pay for it.
Gravity says, "Do you have any hobbies when you're not streaming?"
Watching professional wrestling, trying to like cooking, reading.
Yeah.
About that.
Teeny says, if your life had a theme song every time you entered a room, what would it be?
God, just take like what that freaking any album's like lullaby version. I'm just tired.
Tired all the time. Yeah, I can relate. If you could prank call any historical figure, who are you calling and what are you saying?
God. That's a really hard one. Let's just prank call. So let's prank call Andy Warhol. What am I saying? The soup's a bad idea.
Okay, if you were a wrestler, what would your entrance music be?
Eva the Carrier by Skylit Drive.
You're so good at this. Teeny says, would you rather have your phone read your search history out loud or your camera roll shown to everyone?
The search history.
Would you rather hiccup every time you tell a lie or sneeze every time you laugh?
I'd hiccup when I tell a lie.
Sorry if it's been asked, but if you could update any, oh, it hasn't. If you could update any retro console and bring it back, what would it be?
Any retro console, bring it back. The Saturn or the Dreamcast.
I knew you were
feel
going to say Saturn.
Yeah, I got so much more to offer, and it went so under the radar.
Which animal, this is Eric, which animal would you, that was River, by the way, this is Eric, which animal would you want to bond with first, a llama or a penguin?
Well, the llama's gonna spit on me, the penguin's gonna poop. I think I'll just, either way, we'll just go with the penguin branding.
Fair, branding, I love that. Alex doesn't, you don't have a camera phone?
I have a camera phone.
Oh, Jimbo says you don't have a camera phone. Is he being mean? Is he being mean?
I'm very boomer with phones. At the age of 30, I had to ask people how to turn on vibrate on my phone because I don't know phones.
I love
I use
that.
it for an alarm clock.
I absolutely love that. Teeny said, would you rather have to wear clown shoes every day or a cape that never stops fluttering?
Clown shoes, because at least I'd be accurate to my character whenever I'm playing retro.
You also said if your pet could talk, what's the first thing they'd roast you about?
How I'm so bad at dodging them every time they tackle me.
Gravity said, do you have any tattoos?
I do. I have one tattoo, my bicep. It is a straight edge tattoo. I'm sober my entire life, and I love the punk rock subculture. And I have it done in the lettering of Minor Threat, who created the song Straight Edge.
Amazing. I absolutely love that. No worries, Sammy. Do you know that this tattoo on my wrist, right? Like, it's pretty visible on stream. Uemezu has been part of my... How long have you been here now? What is her 11 months. So it's coming up for a year since she found me on TikTok and came over. She's been my mod for a good few months. And last night she said to me, I never noticed you had a tattoo before. I was like, how can you be that unobservant? Like, it's right there all the time.
Sometimes it happens. I've gone through that too. I mean, this one's pretty unforgivable though. I'm gonna. It's
my vaping hand too, so it's like it's always on screen.
You vape?
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah. No, not at all. I'm really subtle with it. Is Penguini your favorite penguin? Asked Captain Linger. Who's Penguini?
It's pretty legit.
Cute.
That's Penguin.
Do you have loads of penguins too? Like I have loads of pandas.
Scarlet. We got Cornelius.
Oh, they're so cute. I love it. Mine are all behind me. They don't have names. They're just pandas. Although these pandas are chilling with Deadpool and and Demogorgon over there. Okay. Would you rather have unlimited snacks, no drinks, or unlimited drinks but no snacks?
I prefer having a nice like Diet Coke or a coffee or something over a snack.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you could turn any boring object into a weapon, what would it be?
Pool noodle.
I love that. I've played games where pool noodle's a weapon, and it's the most fun. I love it. Would you rather always have a kazoo sound follow you, or cartoon sound effects every time you move?
Kazoo, because that's near and dear to my heart.
Why?
So in high school, every year there would be like a yearly Halloween costume contest, and my friend and I really wanted to enter it, see if I could win, because Halloween's my birthday. So we were like, you know what? Let's enter to see if I get a nice little birthday win. But we had nothing, and he's like, well, I got this hat, and I'm like, well, I got this hat in my backpack. And he's like, I got these kazoos, and I'm like, hold on, fam, let's go. And we went up there, and I'm like, we're the Harmonizoo hat band. And we both doing the kazoo and just walked off. We
I
did
love
not win.
that. I love it though. Wait, I have a question. Are you going to DreamHack Atlanta?
I am not.
Ah,
Travel's very expensive.
Tell me about it. I'm coming from Scotland.
I mean, I don't think I need to tell you like what streamer paychecks like. But.
Yeah, I know. This is why we had to do. I was peer pressured into doing the extra funds, and the community have absolutely fucking blown me away with it. So, I was just hoping I might get to meet you on your birthday too, because it's over Halloween. Guys, pay for Alex to go to DreamHack. That's yeah. Do that. I know how hard it is, don't believe me. Okay, moving on. Eric has asked, what is your favorite species of penguin?
I am a fan of the macaroni penguin.
Good choice. Good choice. Last one from Teeny. Would you rather have to yell everything you say or whisper everything forever?
I think I would rather yell.
Yeah, I'm not good at being quiet. Tunic is a puzzle game more than a Souls game. Not nearly as difficult as any Souls-like. I want to see him play the game, not just because it's one of my favorite games, but I really want to see how he handles the main puzzle. Zen.
All right, I'm going to delay that by another 2 weeks then.
Is he just delaying it every time he mentions it?
Like 3 years at this point.
Oh, okay. I want to meet my favorite Alex. Yes, Hoofy. We would love to meet you. Only after we get Panda. Yeah, we've got 22% to do that, and then we can. Yeah, we need to get me there first, I suppose. Anyway, yes, that's the end of the quickfire question. So I have one final question that I always ask everyone at the end of Kick Conversations. And it is, what do you think the future looks like for Kick as a platform and for AlexisPlaying on Kick?
I think future for me on this platform is looking like I'll probably be doing more hours here soon. I'm tossing around the idea of doing like another like 5 to 10 hours here per week. So I expect
Please
more
take
retro
care of
content.
yourself.
Be taking time away from Twitch to come here. Don't worry,
Okay,
it's
that's fine.
replacing blocks.
Mama Panda says take care of yourself.
Yeah. And I'd also maybe be dabbling in some modern stuff here. Just 1 day a week. I want to keep the retro core focus here, but just dabble my toes in the other
Is there
stuff.
some specific modern stuff that you want to dabble in?
I really want to just try some of my multiplayer content over here and just see like what the multiplayer vibe is like on Kick.
Nice. Cool.
And then Kick as a platform, I'd say I just feel like it's very not uncertain sounds like very like bad. I'm liking just always being surprised by Kick and the features they're trying to add in the back end improvements. I think the future for Kick is they're going to be here. I feel like they're going to keep being the best place to be, like as a streamer, if you want to get paid and you also want to grow your community the most. I'm hoping the future looks like a few less bots.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the future.
That would be nice. Everywhere
hoping-
that would be nice. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping the open up API leads to a few different extensions and a few different things people can use to improve their streams if they want to use them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just hoping to see more and more people that I know coming over here. I've had a few people I know coming over here, so I want that. And I just want to see more and more people over here and build the site up.
I love that. I love that. Okay, before we finish up, have you got anything exciting? Anything? This is your big self promo moment. Have you got anything big coming up? Anything exciting that you want to tell us about? Do it. Promote yourself.
All right, I'll promote myself really quick. So, do I have anything exciting coming up? Well, I exist, so I am naturally exciting.
Good answer.
You can find me on basically every platform Alex is playing. I upload videos on YouTube. Alex is playing. YouTube.com/Alex is playing. Twitch. Alex is playing. Different content than I do on Kick. Over here on Kick, you know me right now. I'm linked in the pinned message. Twitter or X, Alex is updating. That's basically all my stuff. If you like retro stuff, come over to Kick. If you like indie stuff and multiplayer stuff, I'm over on Purple. If you like horror stuff, go look at me on the Red platform over on YouTube.
That was beautiful, guys. That's how you promote yourselves. Let's do it. Can we get a massive round of applause in the chat for Alex, please? Let's go. Little panda clap.
Can I clap for myself?
Yes, absolutely. We should all clap for ourselves. Thank you so much. It has been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. You are very quick at answering questions. It's been wonderful. I've learned a lot, and it's been really, really nice to get to know you a bit better. Thank you so much for taking the time, and like I say, for the day change as well. It's really appreciated.
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
No, it's been a pleasure, and I will speak to you real soon.
All right.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait,